At the India AI Impact Summit in New Delhi, we have with us Dr. Amit Sheth. He is the founding director of the Indian AI Research Organization. Sir, thank you so much for speaking with us.
My pleasure. Wonderful to talk to this important channel.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, now let's get it straight out of the way. What is the Indian AI Research Organization, and what is, if you had to explain it in a simple paragraph, what do you do? When was it started?
So we just got started officially at the start of this month. This Indian AI Research Organization, the idea came when I met Modi ji in December 2023, so just about 2 years ago. I was invited to discuss, and I want to discuss with him what can India do that is very distinctive compared to, let's say, China and USA. And so what is the part of the AI that India can really be world leader in? And with that, then came the idea that we should start this kind of research organization. The idea was that to create India's own AI ecosystem, we need high-end talent. So there are a lot of people who are getting skills, but we don't have innovators who can develop the country, big products that are sold over the world, or big brands enabled by AI. Take the example of the company that Arvind Srinivas started, right? He was IIT Madras graduate, but he went to USA, PhD at Berkeley, worked for 3 companies including Google, DeepMind, OpenAI, and then he did his company, right? Now, we need to provide that the maturing that Arvind Srinivas had after leaving India in USA, we need to provide that environment in India. So IAIRO is a place where we are going to create world-class talent in India and also support the commercialization of that talent, that IP that these talented people will do into startups and products from them, or corporates and products from them, and build global products, AI-based global products from India.
Okay, so you've been a professor of science and technology, of computer science and technology in the University of Carolina, and you've been in the States for quite a long time, almost 44 years. What made you decide to come to India and just begin an organization such as the Indian AI Research Organization?
I think many Indians frequently think about coming back to India and make impact to India. This time was just right. What happened was that India is really ascending. We can see it from everywhere. The way all the other countries are paying attention to India with the growth of economy, we can see that. So I see India as a rising tide. I saw that some of the countries are facing a lot of problems. For example, they don't want immigrants and other things. So they are losing out on, and some of us don't feel belonging. Increasingly, and I think that that can be done here. But more importantly, the environment is here for us to build real products, big products, and have much substantial technology-driven economic growth. And that time was right now. Another important thing is that you might have seen that some countries are not hospitable to hosting our students, right? We have to now create, earlier we sent the students to US and other places to get trained. We have to create that environment here in India itself and trade the high-end level. I think we can do that here. I had exceptionally successful students who are doing great job in USA. I think that I can create that Gurukul environment here itself and get the same success now. That time was not there 10 years ago. Now I see that that time is here.
So you've spoken about how India has been applying AI and not innovating within AI. What within the Indian AI Research Organization, or IAIRO as you have recently called it, what within this organization is being developed or being innovated upon for India to become a global leader in AI?
So if you look at IAIRO, we have several of the world-class and US-based academic that are involved in founding it. In fact, they have H index of 70 to 120. This may not mean to everything, but they are highest ranked scientists in the world. They are fellows of the top societies and such. Also, some of us have done companies by doing research in academia and spin-off. And also, they have collectively we have trained more than 190 PhDs that are world class. They have gone and worked for Google or IBM or anything. They have done startups of their own. So so there is so much interest in very successful people in the West to come and help me build this. And so exceptional people are already yesterday we had meeting with our chairman of the board, who is Ajay Chaudhary. And in our meeting, we are 12 of us. Majority of them had come from USA to get IAIRO started. And they're going to have continuous engagement with that. And I'm busily recruiting people that are. So I have commitment to have about 1/3 of the IAIRO people come reverse brain trained. They come back from US and other countries.
So you've spoken about collaborations here, right? You are recruiting people from the biggest companies of the world. Now, what sort of government backing are we looking at for IAIRO, and what are the global leaders that IAIRO might be soon collaborating with?
So, in the organizational sense, we were very lucky that MITI and India AI Mission, initially made a decision to support such an initiative. So, after meeting Modi ji, we came up with this concept, and I wrote a concept paper called Sovereign AI for India's Strategic Autonomy. And I gave a number of talks to government officials, to other industry leaders, and it was well received. That led to a proposal, and proposal was discussed on 7th of April last year, 2024, and with the PSA, Principal Scientific Advisor, Mr. Krishnan, Abhay Karandikar, Abhishek Singh, and others. It went very well. They said we should do that. There they decided, we have an initiative called Focus Research Organization. And so in that, it is a PPP scheme. MITI commits a certain amount. Equal amount is to be committed by the state, and Gujarat government stepped up. And Modi ji had told me in our December 23 meeting, do it in GIFT City. So in a way, Gujarat kind of made a sense to us. Also, it's India's first operational smart city. So for people coming from, let's say, US, the work environment we provide there is exceptional, right? It's very uplifting environment. Everything is modern. Utilities are underground. Amazing connectivity. So it worked for us. And then in this FRO called Focus Research Organization, we had to get 1/3 of the money from private. In the first year, that private money is coming from Indian pharma affiliates, and there are 23 member companies. So as we ran into the CEO that from pharma, they are the ones underpinning the third of the funding. And in the future, there will be a lot more that will come about. Now, to your questions on the collaborations, we are building a wonderful ecosystem. For example, top universities like University of Texas, Austin, and Penn State have already signed MOU, and we are only 2 weeks old. And 2 more are being signed. And in India, we will be strongly working with IIT Gandhinagar, BITS Pilani, and others. And just tomorrow you will get an announcement from the world's most valuable company about partnership with us.
That's wonderful, sir. So now let's speak about AI governance. Right? What is the level of governance that India requires, especially when we are talking about a concept like AI that is still growing in India? That is, it's growing in full-fledged motion, but there is a lot of governance required, and there's a lot of oversight required. So, what is the kind of oversight that IAIRO might have, or will in the future give to the development of AI within India?
Before that, let me just ask what are the current emphasis on IAIRO. So on the horizontal basis, on the foundational AI basis, we are focusing on creating next generation of AI models that are nimble, that are agile, small. They solve specific problem very deeply, and they are neurosymbolic. There is a new class of thing where it's not only trained on data, but also knowledge. So we are, unlike large language models that several companies organizations are already doing, we are going to do these small targeted models that are going to solve enterprise problem very deeply. And there we have picked up pharma. So for example, pharma drug discovery is a very high value proposition, or regulation, compliance in pharma is very important. Another thing we have picked up is health. We hope that we will work towards, we'll build India's health stack similar to India's digital stack, such that large scale, mass scale, national scale health application can be rolled out. Currently, we have started to work on diabetes and mental health. And the third one is the earth science or weather. For example, yesterday we had meeting with Ministry of Earth Science, we had meeting with National Disaster Management Agency, and cloud bursts in which hundreds of people die, or hilly area, floods come, or untimely monsoon come and farmers get affected, right? So those are the class of very high value problems, both economic impact, which is pharma, and social impact, which is health and this sustainability that we are working on. Now, your question was about governance. So one thing that India has done very uniquely is that from the very beginning, it has focused on responsible AI. Abhishek Singh, the CEO of India AI Mission, has started about that from the very beginning. And the PM has also always talked about that. Last year's India Summit, that was the main topic, right? In IAIRO, the models that we are building are more intelligent, more robust, and more trustworthy. So in trustworthy, explainability, safety, grounding, alignment, meaning suppose in clinical case you have clinical guidelines. So doctor has to follow those guidelines to make your diagnosis or treatment plan. You can't have AI make questions arbitrarily from the data it is trained on, which may not be reliable, and then make mistakes. You might be aware that several teens have committed suicide using ChatGPT, using another company. Now, by making the AI trustworthy, you can ensure that the AI is used in a right way. Now, another issue is that India has taken a middle of the road path. In US, it's laissez-faire, do whatever it is to make money. In Europe, it is too driven by heavy-handed regulation, and that is cutting down on innovation. I think India has chosen a very good middle of the road path for that.
And sir, now that brings me to my final question, which is the human AI experience. And your vision as well is also for computing for the human experience, right? What is that human experience? And the second part of my question is that what does that human experience mean for both urban, modern India and rural India that is still grasping the concepts of technology and AI?
What we are able to do now in AI is to make AI in the background. AI does not have to come, in the face. And I'll give you a couple of very interesting examples. We have made programming for the training of high school students in India. We have paired up with Computer Shiksha, which is giving free computer science education to all the school children. And for the high schooler, we have created that programming for AI. There, we take example of Kisan AI. Kisan AI is founded by my former PhD student, Pratik Desai. And we show how a 10 grader in high school can, that how AI is used for this Kisan AI, where farmer can ask all kind of questions, can find out what, pesticide he should use for the rust he has and all that. And ask questions in different languages. Now, when the student learns this, he will go to his father, who is 55-year-old, and can say, "Look, Dad, we can, use AI in all this way." The student would know a little bit of AI behind it, but the father does not have to know anything about the AI, just the cell phone, and you are able to do that, right? Another very interesting example I will say is that last week there was a pre-summit event by Enable India. That's one of the large disability-oriented organization, NGO. And I was asked to give a keynote there. Now imagine that there is a disabled person and if you can train the robot with human action, that robot learns, and then now disabled person needs that kind of support, the robot will be there to help you, right? So the disabled person doesn't have to know anything about AI, but the AI will transfer human action into into robotics arm and help the disabled person, right? So I think the way that we would use AI to make it available to variety of use cases like the ones that I described would fundamentally change that. The end user does not have to know anything about the AI, but internally, before we get to the end user, we have to make sure that it is safe, that it is explainable, that the domain expert, let's say doctors, have tested the thing before they give it to patients. So those are the things we do.
But sir, at the fundamental level of teaching rural India about AI, what is the role that IAIRO might play in making sure that the rural people, the people who do not have a grasp of technology yet, how will they accept and learn and benefit from AI?
Exceptional, wonderful question. So in the US, and I just moved in less than 2 months ago. In the US, for the last some years, I've been teaching summer AI camp for high school students. So when Computer Shiksha reached out to me and said, can you make AI programming? We have done that. And we are rolling it out. And Computer Shiksha, while we made the programming, the content and all that, Computer Shiksha is going to make available, they are CSR funded. So they are going to make available to the whole India. They are already currently teaching 15 million students, 1.5 million students in 22 states, right? And now, in addition to the computer science teaching, they're going to use our AI teaching also. Now that is available. I just last night met the collector of Surat, and he, when I discussed this, he says, I want to do that. We are already on the way to roll out this free education. And in addition to current English and Hindi, we are going to add Gujarati. So in Gujarat, we are going to now make it available for high school students, and then entire school system from grade 1 to 12. So I think this will be free. And there is no technological expertise necessary. Programming is all on the TV. And then there is a tool that we have developed called Personalized Adaptive Learning, PAL. And what happens with the PAL is that when you watch some coursework, you can pause and it will give you the questions based on what you just watched. And if you are wrong, it will explain what is wrong. With this, you don't need a teacher who is trained in AI. The PAL has all the understanding of AI necessary to basically assess and to essentially give the missing knowledge and train students. So this way AI makes all in one, all encompassing training module, instruction module, and it can be uploaded anywhere with very low technology. A TV and something called magic box that is connected to TV, nothing else. And we send the programming via USB stick. And we train the also instructor for free. We in the sense with Computer Shiksha. And I think this will be spread very widely.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sheth, for speaking with us. We hope to see you again and we wish you all the very best. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.